Hey, what's up, everybody? This is DJ Keo, and today we are talking all things Pioneer. And before we even get into that, you know what to do. Leave a comment below. Please like and subscribe. All right, let's get into this. Pioneer is doing pretty good. I think we can leave this off right now. I think we're all done. Pioneer is doing pretty good. They own 53% of the overall hardware market. And this is according to Digital DJ Tips. They do a survey every year, thousands of DJs around the world, and they survey them, ask them for different things. When you get down to the hardware requirements, we find out that Pioneer is doing pretty good. 53% of the overall hardware market is impressive, considering how much change and how volatile it is right now. The other thing that's fascinating about this is that Pioneer is the most, I don't know how to say this, it is the company that people are most interested in buying their gear down the road. So maybe dumping whatever their gear they have and maybe upgrading to something else from Pioneer. So they're on people's minds a lot. And it's an industry standard. There's no question about that. So the way I look at Pioneer from the hardware standpoint, actually, before I get into that, we're gonna break this down in two sections: hardware, software. We're gonna do hardware first, and we're gonna get into software second. The way I break down the hardware, Pioneer's had an okay year, but not a lot of exciting things happen. So when you think about it from the controller standpoint, Pioneer has basically dropped 3 or 4 controllers, but they're all special editions for stuff that was already out. Put a new color, new coat of paint. Some things was painted in silver, some things were painted in gold, but it's really the old gear recycled, just keeping it in people's minds as a special edition where they can just charge a little bit more for a different color. But basically, they haven't really added any new hardware, any substantial new hardware this year. So when it comes down to pro gear, Pioneer has balls to the wall, safe, and then balls to the wall. And what I mean by that is the V10 balls to the wall, CDJ 3000 safe, S11 balls to the wall. I'll break down what each of this hardware is and some unique things about it, and then we'll go on to the software, which I am going to do an epic rant. Maybe this is my second time recording this, and I messed up. I effed up royally on the audio part, and so I may not have the same energy as I had. I'm gonna save my rant because the rant was amazing. But let's get into the hardware. Okay, earlier this year they released the V10. Sounds like a car engine, but all right. The V10 is a 6-channel mixer for audio files and pushing the audio science and the audio space forward for the DJ booths. The key features for this mixer is isolating frequencies and EQs and all of that kind of stuff, all that goodness on 6 channels. Crazy mixer, just absolute crazy mixer. I don't know who was asking for it, but they deliver. All right. Great mixer. The sound quality out of that is phenomenal. And then they play it safe with the CDJ 3000. And I know I'm going to get beef for this, and that's fine. Leave all your smoke below in the comment section. It's good for the algorithm. I made a video about the CDJ 3000 controller. It's an inside joke. Just don't worry about it. Media player 3000. And I just said in my video, I'm not going to go through all the features and stuff like that. But basically what I said is that Pioneer kind of played it safe. And for a flagship media player like that, I feel like they should have gone harder. I don't know what. Well, I do know what. It was in the video. I complained a lot about it. Some people were upset about it. But you know what? On this channel, I like to speak my mind, and that's the whole point. I want the dialogue. If you disagree, leave a comment below, and I will respond, and we're going to talk back and forth. But I just feel like, when I have come up with stuff like this, I have to speak my mind. And I was kind of meh on this 3000, especially when Denon had did so much on the SC 6000. I'm like, how are you just gonna come here and just barely towed the line for this? All right, we're getting off topic here. CDJ 3,000, meh. S11, balls to the wall. I made a video about it yesterday. You can go see that here. I love that thing. I think that's one of the best mixers Pioneer has ever made. And I'm looking forward to more DJs putting in a DJ booth and more people using the crazy features that this thing has. So on a controller front, meh, not much this year. On a hardware front for mixers, CDJs, Pioneer has been putting in work. All right, let's get to the software here. I don't think I had the same energy as I did for the last video, but I'm gonna do my best and try and bring that rant up from the whatever from the diaphragm. I was yelling the whole video. That's how much I was mad about this. But all right, we'll get to the software. Pioneer has made substantial gains in the software department. They are currently sitting at about 23%, and Serato is sitting at 33%, roughly around there. And this is according to the Digital DJ Tips survey. So obviously the numbers are going to be slightly different. I know internals at internals at Pioneer are like, what the what? Yeah, 23%, but I'm going off of the survey just because these are hard numbers that I can see, and a lot of the DJ community, they fall in line with the survey. So this is why I'm using the survey numbers. Granted, it could be a little bit different, higher or lower. I don't know. We don't have access to internal numbers from Pioneer or Serato or whatever. So I got to go with what's available to me. So through the Digital DJ Tips survey, they're sitting at roughly 23% out of, I think it's 20 or 30,000 people that do the survey every year. So it's a substantial amount of people. So it's not like a tiny subset of a group of people. Like it's a substantial number, and it's completely around the world. So that's why I'm using the survey. 23% is substantial considering this is 12% more than it was last year. So they are making moves up the ladder. If I were Serato and if I were Native Instruments, I would be nervous. I would be really nervous based on how much hardware is on the market right now. They could really make huge leaps forward into the DJ software market unless they make a huge blunder. Let's talk about that blunder later on, but let's get into it. On paper, I love Rekordbox 6.2. I think 6.2 is the latest update. 6.2. On paper, I love Rekordbox 6.1, 6.2, wherever they're on right now. I think it's 6.2. On paper, phenomenal DJ software. And considering where they started from and to where they are right now, they have made huge strides to listen to the market, listen to whether DJs, look at what the market is doing and taking in the amazing stuff they're doing and putting it into their own gear. There's a couple things that I really, really like about the latest version of Rekordbox 6. The first thing I love about the Rekordbox 6 is this edit mode. So this is an amazing feature, being able to make quick edits on the fly to your songs and putting it back into your library as a fully recorded song. Amazing. So you can add loops. You can extend a breakdown or something you want to take. You can take stuff out. Great feature. I love it. I wish all the other software had this feature in here. And I know there's Flip and all this other stuff in Serato, and you can kind of do it in Traktor, but like I find this is the most intuitive and probably the most powerful version of this kind of thing in a DJ software. Quote me on that. The other thing they added is Beatsource. And I made a video about Beatsource and my thoughts. Initially going into it, I didn't think I would like it, but I really like it a lot. And the amazing thing about what Beatsource and DJ City and these guys are doing now is they're treating it as customers and DJs rather than just as a company and doing what we want. The changes they're making to the overall service, phenomenal. And the library is pretty solid right off the bat right now. And they're continuing to add new labels and more songs and remixes and edits and all that kind of stuff. So it's a great addition to all DJ software. And I recommend it heartily. I know it's going to sound ironic when I get into my rant a little bit later, but bear with me. My only issue with Beatsource right now inside of Rekordbox and Serato, but this is really about Rekordbox, is that we're only limited to 50 songs, and that sucks. You can download as many songs as you want, but on your locker, you can only put 50 songs in there, and I think that's terrible and that's useless. I have heard from a birdie, I can't say specifically, but I have heard that they're looking into adding a larger locker and they just got to work out some deals with the labels. So hopefully down the line, we get to a 500 or 1,000 song locker and then all bets are off right there. I think everybody should sign up once they hit that part, but I digress. B Source is amazing. Edit is amazing. There's a pattern here. Rekordbox 6.0, 6.1, 6.2. I like it a lot. Except for one thing. Rekordbox decided to turn this into a service and rent you the DJ software. Now, there's some caveats to this. It is unlocked with certain hardware, and initially when I heard about what they were doing, I thought this would be similar to how Rain is, where top of the line gear instantly unlocks. Lower end gear, you have to pay for it, and you paid the $150 or $99, whichever version of Serato you were paying for, you can still unlock it, or you can pay the monthly fee for it. And you know what? That's fair. Rekordbox decided to go a different way. So, and I'm going to put this on the screen because this is absolutely true. Rekordbox 6.1 does not support any Nexus gear. Actually, I shouldn't say support. It does support it. It doesn't unlock it. So you have to pay for Rekordbox 6 with your $2,000 mixer and your $4,000 CDJs. You have to pay for Rekordbox. What? That is insane. So basically, Rekordbox and Pioneer gave the finger to their most ardent supporters. That's insane. So you buy your Nexus 900 mixer, not unlocked. What? SX controllers, not unlocked. What? And I say this as somebody who's had Nexus 2000s, 850s, SX3s. I'm deeply entrenched in Pioneer gear. All right? Deeply entrenched. It doesn't unlock on the S9, but it unlocks on the S11. Okay. But why? It seems like somebody randomly took a dartboard and was like throwing darts across the room and they just randomly chose which hardware to support and which ones it wouldn't support. And then you look at gear. So the S9 doesn't do the hardware unlock, but the 400 does and the 750 does. What? Cheaper gear without pro features unlocks Rekordbox 6. Pro gear that you've spent $7,000 on doesn't unlock Rekordbox 6. How, Sway? How is this a thing? I'm gonna put this on the screen here. Somebody from Pioneer responded and said, well, most users that have this gear probably wouldn't use it, so we figured it wasn't important. What? This is insane. I look at it like this. As a software company and a hardware company, everything top of the line, green lights all the way through. That should be the same for everybody. Serato, top of the line mixer from Serato should support everything, bells and whistles, everything. Top of the line mixer from Traktor should support Traktor 3.0, top of the line, whatever. Top of the line, just down the line. Denon, down the line. Everything's to support. If you pay all this money and you are in the ecosystem for this company, right out the blue, it should support it. Now, I thought about this before I made this video, and I get it. Like, say you had hardware like the SL1 from Rain and Serato. Obviously, that can support Serato. Well, it probably could have, but they made the distinction. SL3, yes. SL1, no, because of the bus and the USB 1.0 and USB 2.0. There's a better audio chip inside of the SL3. So, and faster bus supporting all the stuff on here. You know what? We're just going to leave it here for 3.0. Okay, cool. Sure. I'll take that argument. Why is your lower gear supported, but not your higher end gear? It's not a hardware issue like it is for the SL1 to the SL3 for Serato. This is not a hardware issue. Somebody just randomly threw some stuff in the air, and whatever landed upward, they were like, this one's good, this stuff not so good. This is a boneheaded move on their part. Why am I going to switch over here? Especially if some of this gear is supported by Serato. Why am I going to switch over and use Rekordbox if I have to pay for it? I don't know why I have to say this out loud. This should be something you should be like, oh yeah, sure. It just makes sense. Sure. I don't want to make this rant go on for 20 minutes because I could rant for 20 minutes on this. Paying a rental fee is bullshit. I'm going to blow a gasket, man. I got veins coming out of my head. All right, let me calm down here. I am a Pioneer user. I love Rekordbox. Renting DJ software sucks. Pioneer, get your act together. You should allow us to at least have the ability to pay. Make it $200. Fine. $150, whatever. But at least allow us the ability to buy it. People will buy. Or you could do what Native Instruments did. And you know what? You can pay a lower fee to upgrade from 2 point whatever to 3.0. I think that's fine too. Charge people 60 something dollars, and then you can go from Rekordbox 5 to 6. But renting this thing, no bueno for me. That is a no bueno for me. Especially if I spend all this money on this hardware and you don't unlock it from the hardware. Oh no, that is a hell no. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Are you happy with Rekordbox where it is right now? Are you happy with your Pioneer gear? Are you looking to upgrade? I believe Pioneer's in a good position, and this has made them drunk off of power to do some stuff like this. Let me know what you guys think below. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And peace out, guys.